Here today with Mr. Sam Primo. So Sam, tell us a little bit about the story, man.
At 17, right out of high school, I went and bought a street bike. Lasted all but like 6 weeks. Coming home one night, I was riding home. I hit a little patch of rain, and older guy was coming in the opposite lane. I guess just didn't see me, so he cut me off to turn onto his road. I slid about 20 feet, hit the truck, and whenever I hit the truck, I dove into the concrete. So basically, I dived into a pool. I had a full face helmet, got shattered off. I broke 3 of my vertebrae, punctured my spinal cord, leaving me with paralysis about chest level down. So initially with this type of injury, doctors are saying, well, you could basically expect to live your life in a wheelchair. And I was not accepting that from the get-go. I was like, man, I'm 17. You can't convince me I'd never be able to figure out how to walk again. Like I was in so much pain. I mean, I still am to today. Like the nerve pain, the tingliness if your arm falls asleep, I feel that down to my toes. So I'm like, how can I be in so much pain, but there's nothing to regain from this? I don't understand it. So, and I'm very thankful for having that mindset and attitude towards it, because through years of trial, tribulations, a bunch of work, a couple rounds of stem cells, I'm starting to see some super significant signs of growth. So I'm working my way out of this wheelchair to climb Pikes Peak.
How do you wake up every morning like that? Just anybody at any age would view what happened to you and say, why me?
Oh, every day I used to do that, bro. I'd wake up miserable. The past few years been much different. So originally, whenever I'd wake up, bro, it was miserable. I mean, there'd been days I'd wake up and piss or shit, and there's nothing you could do. So imagine waking up as a 17 full of piss, bro. You know how bad of a start that is? You're mad at the world. I wish that I could reverse it, or that it wasn't me. And I was so resentful, man. I hated, like, the guy who cut me off. I was like, man, I wish this or that. And then as I kind of got older, I was like, well, it wouldn't make me feel any better if he was hurt. So I kind of started to erase that thought process. And it's like, well, I've got the optimism side or the pessimism side. Pessimism is where you're like, okay, but I have all these obstacles in front of me. But the optimistic side is like, ooh, what can we learn from these obstacles? What can we break down and regrow? So I like to look at every morning, like I wake up thankful. I wake up like appreciative. I'm like, okay, cool. Woke up, the AC still kicking. House ain't burnt down, so it could be worse. So I like to start the day off with a little bit of thanks. I get up, shower, shave, get ready for the day. And my ideal time to wake up is about 1, 2 in the morning. If I can wake up, be at the gym before 3, that's like a golden day for me, because I could train with a lot less distractions. I love to talk to people, and I'm ADHD, so it's like once I get off track, it's so hard for me to get back on. But the more that my leg workouts started to intensify, and the reason it started, I would have spasms so bad they would wake me up in the middle of the night. But one time I had spasms so bad I woke up on the fucking floor, bro. I thought I was gonna walk again. I was like, is today the day? No, I was on the floor. I was pissed though. But anyway, you wake up with spasms, and so I'm like, all right, I'm waking up in pain. What do? I looked at the clock. It was like 12:45, 1 o'clock. I'm like, bro, okay. So I was like, you know what? They want to spasm. They want to jump around. We can go to the fucking gym. Give them something to jump around to. I go to the gym that I was training at Club for Fitness, bro. The little key scanner was broken. I was like, dude, it's like 1:30 in the morning at this time. I just took my pre-workout. Like, I'm rolling. I'm like, what do? I can't go back to bed. I call the one friend, my buddy Will. I'm like, hey, bro, you up? He's like, getting up, about to go to Reds. I'm like, all right, I'll meet you there. So I met him there and started working out. And then later in the day, he introduced me to Mr. Red. And I got to looking into the story of Mr. Red. And fun fact for him, he's in his 80s now. He's like 86. But this man has built his gym the past 60 years. This dude would wake up and ride his bicycle to the gym, bro. At 2 in the morning, unlock that door. And I was like, dude, there's no way. One time I got there, it was like 150, 155. Sure enough, little Red come riding his little bicycle, come unlock the door. I was like, that's respect. So I looked into his story, and that's one of the things he said is like, you create a routine and you do that routine, watch what you can build. It's like whenever you find that one thing that you want to strive for and you consistently do it every day, you could see the change. I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with Red's one of the best gyms in the world, bro, because he's worked on that one thing for 60 years. So in my thought process, I'm like, okay, I want to recover. This is the most impossible feat that these doctors are telling me. Well, how can I do that? Well, if I go to the gym every day and go try to work my legs out, that might make them stronger. So I started to get into that routine. So it's like, if I start the day off training, I can get the first few hours of the day with minimal people. I mean, bro, it's like people don't start rolling into the gym until like 4 or 5. So it's first few hours of nobody to talk to besides the ghosts and the couple old cats that I made friends with along the way. It's nice because I can really focus and lock in and think of all those things, those insecurities that we were talking about, like the things I don't like about myself. Okay, well, here's a machine to help me fix it. Yeah. Let me go do it 1,000 times. And it's been my superpower, I think, honestly, like just being able to figure that out and adapt to it as so young. Because I mean, dude, I'm 23, bro. My partners that are up at 2 in the morning are leaving the bar. They're like, man, what are you doing? I'm going to work out, bro. Like, oh man, you want to come to this after party? Like, no, I'm going to be at Reds. That's where I'm going at 2 in the morning. And I think that's going to be a really big superpower because it sets me apart, you know. And they got people in there, the most successful people in my city that I've met. They're in there at 3 in the morning, and they say, I've been doing this 20 years. Okay, well, what's going to look like when I do it for 20 years, you know? But a lot of them, they get kind of baffled. They're like, wait, you're how old? And you do this by choice? I'm like, I set alarm. Yes, sir, yeah. They think I'm crazy, but if I'm crazy, the world needs more crazy people like me.